YouTube channel. As you can see, we've rebranded a little bit. It's now called Creatively Teaching. I wanted to do a 1-month update or review for you on substitute teaching, how it's been going, what I've learned, and to let you know a little bit more about the company that I'm doing it through. And yeah, let's get into the video. So the company that I'm working through is called ESS, and they do have availability in a lot of different states. Before you apply, make sure you reach out to me by emailing me at creativelyteaching@gmail.com with your first, last name, and email address. That way I can help you through the hiring process, and there is a referral incentive, and that's the only way that I can get it, and I would really appreciate your support in that way. So I came across ESS going to a Magic the Gathering store, and there was someone working there who was a band director at one of the schools, and he let me know, hey, they are hiring. Why don't you become a substitute teacher? Because I told him I was teaching online. And because a lot of things have been changing with the laws in China, I needed a more stable kind of income. So I went and applied for this job, not really knowing exactly what I was applying for. I thought I was applying for a clerical position at a school, but it ended up being a substitute teaching position, and I'm really happy that I ended up doing the interview, which was really easy and simple and fun. The person who's in charge of me, she is really great and wonderful, and it wasn't a scary interview or anything at all, and she didn't ask that many questions, to be honest with you, and it was a very smooth and simple process that way. She said she would love to have me because I do have a master's degree in music, and I have a very fun personality. That's what she said anyway. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you about the hiring process. So the hiring process went interview, and then I did a 5-hour, it was like an orientation kind of. They went over really good teaching techniques and helped equip us with the knowledge that we need to be substitute teachers. I then got fingerprinted, and I thought I was supposed to have one more orientation, but I didn't. I think it was supposed to be some other just really short, quick training of some sort to make sure I understood or I had any of my questions answered. But yeah, that was it for the hiring process. It was super quick and easy. So at least in the state that I'm in, you don't need to have a bachelor's degree or a teaching license. However, if you have these things, they bump you up in the tier of things that you can accept and teach. Basically, there's 2 different kinds of positions. You can be a teacher or you can be an aide. An aide is paid hourly. Here it's $10 an hour. The substitute teacher not licensed is $90 a day. And then of course they take the taxes out. If you can get a long-term position, which is 11 days or longer, it becomes $140 a day for non-licensed teachers. And if you are licensed, $150 a day, which is pretty great. ESS is pretty cool because every month they do drawings to win things like Keurigs and Best Buy gift cards and all kinds of fun incentives. And they do pull from every state for those drawings. And you have to work a minimum of 5 days for those. I think it might vary on states. At least for my state, you need to work 8 days out of the month. And that's really easy and doable. I work way more than that because I'm doing this full time right now. I believe they do offer health insurance if you want to go through them for insurance. However, I go through Marketplace. So what's really cool about this job is obviously it's very, very flexible. It's very similar for me as a VIP kid teacher where you can accept days or not accept days. And what's really cool is I work in the Abilene ISD, Abilene School District. And so I can work at any of the schools, elementary, middle, high school, and even some of the early learning childhood centers. I just pick the days that I want to work. Literally every single day there's a sub position, and you can choose the school, the grade. I always look for music jobs just because my degree is in music, so that's what I search for. Like this week I'm teaching 3 days of music classes, which is pretty cool. And once you get familiar with a school, they might ask you to come back. I'm at my favorite elementary school right now with my favorite second graders, and it was really fun to find what grade I really enjoyed teaching. And now when I go to pursue my teaching license, I can figure out what grade I really want to teach the most. And for me, I like kindergarten through 2nd grade, and I like teaching music in any of the grades. I also really enjoy still teaching ESL in high school. I actually taught an ESL class in the high school here, and it was a lot of fun. It felt really fulfilling, and of course I felt like I knew what I was doing because I have a lot of ESL teaching experience. It's really easy and flexible if you want to cancel. I don't know anything about their cancellation policy, but obviously you don't get money taken from you if you need to cancel. Now, if you cancel a lot at a certain school, they might not want you to work there. And same likewise, like if I want to work at this school and I have a bad experience there, the secretary is like one of the most important things I think at the school. When there's a good and welcoming secretary that gives you all of the resources that you need, that helps me like the school. I did have an experience where I was teaching at a school. The secretary was very rude. They put me in a class that I was not supposed to be, or I didn't sign up to be teaching. And I let my supervisor know, and she said, you don't have to work at that school anymore. That's totally okay. So you have that option. It's extremely flexible. Like I said, I have a lot of chronic health issues and I'm seeing a lot of different doctors. So I get to pick which days I want to teach and which days I don't want to teach. I can cancel if something comes up, that's fine. And like I said, there's a sub position every single day of the week. You can also work half days. I deal with really bad fatigue and I have a new puppy and kitten and I like to check in on them. So I do work half days most of the time, but I do work some full days. For example, this week I'm working 4 days of the week because I had medical testing yesterday. So I'm doing 2 full days and 2 half days. If you do a half day, it's half pay, so it's $45. However, if you do anything that's 4.5 hours and over, at least in Texas, you get a full day's worth of pay. So anytime I see a 4.5 day, I definitely snag it. Of course, most of them are 4 hours, but if you can get a 4.5 hour day, you will get a full $90 pay for that day, which I think is pretty fantastic. So I've learned a lot being a substitute teacher. It's been very different going from a one-on-one or a one-on-4 kind of environment. I've learned a lot of tips on classroom management and has really helped me because being a substitute teacher, the kids can act very different at first with you. They definitely get more crazy, they act out a lot more, and they try to bend the rules. And I want to share all of these tips with you in future videos, so if you are interested in that, definitely hit the like button and subscribe and turn that notification bell on so that you don't miss a video. I haven't decided yet how I will be uploading on here. Maybe it will be a once a week kind of thing, but I think that's what I'm going to aim for. And thank you if you are still here and you are still sticking around. My website, Emily Teaching Online, is no longer around, but I still have Creatively Teaching _ as my Instagram, and I'll still be uploading here on YouTube, hopefully regularly. If there's any questions that you have about substitute teaching, definitely leave them in the description box below. If you are as passionate about teaching as I am, I hope I will see you again here on this channel. I really care about teaching with passion and kindness. That's like my #1 thing. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video, and I will see you in the next one.